Hi, I'm Jody Graves, and I'm here to talk to you about how to conduct a seamless virtual interview. As an employer, recruiting and hiring candidates is still an important part of your job. It is important to also realize that as the times change, there are different ways to do interviews. The majority of companies have switched to more of a virtual online platform for these interviews. So I want to talk to you today about how you, as a hiring manager or as a recruiter, can focus on getting the proper information that you need from your interview. I have set up 6 strategies on how to conduct a seamless virtual interview. As we all know, the times have changed and majority of our time is not in the office. The first strategy that I have for you is to send the candidate interview details. Now, what that means is that you need to decide what platform you're going to use for the interview. There are various platforms out there. There's Zoom, WebEx, Microsoft Teams, there's Google Hangouts, and many, many more to choose from. What you need to do is find out a time frame and a date and send out the invitations to all the participants. Now, when I say participants, it could be just like a normal interview where it's a panel. You would have all of the individuals still phone in or call in or get on their computers at the same time. You will also need to, once you've created this time frame in the application, you will need to send an invite to the interviewee. Give the length of time of the interview and the names of the individuals who will be doing the interviewing. Also, it is very important to take just a minute and add a phone number that they can contact if they have technical difficulties, if the call gets dropped, whatever they need, that they have a phone number that they can call. The second thing that you need to do is to create a structured list of questions. Now, you may have already created this for your face-to-face interviews, but you need to review them and make sure that they are able to be used in a virtual platform. This will help that the hiring managers focus on the specific job details that you are looking for from this individual. The third thing that you need to do is you need to do a technology test. You need to go onto that platform and make sure that your camera is working, that your microphones are working, and that your speaker is working. You need to also encourage all of the other individuals who will be on this call to do the same thing, to make sure that everybody can be heard and that everybody can be seen. You also need to take a minute to assess if the background behind you is business appropriate. If not, then you need to find out the steps that you need to take to put up a virtual background. The fourth thing that you need to do is to get your hiring managers and your panel ready. Now, this means that you have everybody on the same page. There are a variety of different ways to do an online interview. You can have a panel where everybody is on the same screen at the same time, or you can have people shift in and out on the same call. Verify that everyone has a copy of the resume, a copy of the questions, and that everybody understands and knows what time, what date, and that they have tested their technology as well. Before you end that meeting, it is also important to take a second and talk about the questions and make sure that everybody knows whose turn it is to ask what question. That way, all of the questions get covered and nobody is in an awkward silence over whose turn it is to ask the next question. Step number 5 is actually to prepare yourself for the interview. That means to have the candidate's resume in front of you, review it, review the job description and know exactly what this job requires. Review the job questions so that you know that if somebody gets stuck or if we're going down a rabbit hole the wrong direction, that you can redirect the interview back to the direction that it needs to go. And number 6 is the actual interview itself. During this interview, it is your job to continue to direct it along the correct path. Not only that, but you are in the same situation as the candidate and that you need to stare at the camera. You need to make sure to have good posture, speak very clearly, and do your best to look professional. And most of all, it's important that during the interview, you keep your focus on the interview. It is easy in the environment that we're in now to get distracted, to find something else to do, but you expect the candidate to also give you their full attention. Tell the candidate about the position and the company. Allow the candidate to ask questions. Do not forget to give them that opportunity. And then make sure that they know the next steps for the timeline. Although the platform for this interview was different, the interview itself is the same. The purpose of the interview is the same, to find the best candidate for this position. Make sure that you are flexible, that you can roll with the punches if there's a lag, if you get dropped in the middle, if somebody on the panel was trying to make it on and couldn't make it on. Just be flexible, but be prepared to focus on that candidate and learning about their skills and how they will match with your company. An interview is an interview. It is important to assess the candidate, no matter the platform. Thank you.